Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day. Hold on. I'm talking to my head and not my heart. But great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl Erica Wilson that had to happen for our Winning Wednesdays. And tonight our topic is get in touch. This young man that I have with me on tonight, I would call him a serial entrepreneur because he has his hand in so many things and he's great at everything he does. He's not only a realtor, he's a fitness trainer. Not only that, he's a content creator. So that's just a little bit about him. So without further ado, let me introduce to some and present to others the Malik Mayweather. Welcome.
Thank you for that introduction. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. I wish I could have been in Miami sitting with you. However, under the circumstances that didn't happen, but do know it's definitely coming.
Yeah, for sure. We
I
gotta
want
make
you
it happen.
We definitely will. Definitely will. And I tell you guys, he's not only, like I said, a realtor, a fitness trainer, but he makes some of the best content there is. So let me just let him go ahead and tell you all who is Malik Mayweather.
Okay, so just out there for the audience. First I gotta say thank you, Miss Erica. I appreciate it. This is a wonderful opportunity to come on here and just shed light on my story and just who I am. I'm Malik Mayweather from Memphis, Tennessee. I played football for the University of Miami 2013 through 17. Was on the same team my freshman year with Allen, her son. So somebody I looked up to a lot, gave me kind of the blueprint of how to work hard and be a professional, even coming in as a freshman and then try to go on to the next level. So after that didn't come to fruition for me the way I thought it would, you would think that, life is kind of over and you just kind of go through this kind of dry spell of what do I do next? And I found myself there after 2017 over the next year and a half or so, until I got back into grad school trying to make it to the pros. And throughout that whole journey, my background is actually in healthcare. And I think fitness is the best form of healthcare because it's preventative and it keeps you healthy. So I decided to go that route, even as I finished my master's in health administration at the University of Miami. From there, through some struggles with family stuff and just illnesses and things of that nature, I decided to exit the healthcare field to give myself more flexibility to be there for my family. But this whole time, I've always been one of those people that has had to do everything by myself in a way. And I've built teams around it now, but at the beginning, I've had to do everything. So that's where the content creation comes from in terms of me studying cameras, studying marketing, and learning how to put myself out there in the best light. And I've just come into this space where I've obtained so much knowledge about so many different things to try to make things work that I am now in a position to start bringing others into the picture. And that's where we are now. Me as a realtor, trying to build a team and trying to help people get into their dream home or get into that next home. So that's a big achievement. And I want to be a part of that. So that's where the main focus is now. And I keep developing the fitness company along with my business partner into apparel and also into online training as well. So that's kind of where we are right now. The media company is working on all ends behind the scenes for both my businesses and others. And we'll continue to grow that as well. But the focus is definitely real estate and then making sure my business partner can help me help him be better in terms of the apparel and everything that we got going. So it's a lot going, a lot of things I'm juggling, but I do it well, and God has blessed me with the capacity. So
I know that's right. You spoke about so many different things, but all of them actually tie in together. They people, right? So here it is, you're servicing the people. And not only that you're servicing the people, you also want your business part, help out your business partner as well. You guys are working together to make it happen, right?
right.
And it's so great to hear you say that because sometimes we get wrapped up in what we got going on and we don't really want to touch anything else. So to know that you're actually helping him in the midst of everything that you're doing, that says a lot about you. But I know you kind of started out from the University of Miami. I just want you to kind of take us back a little bit because one may hear that you played for the University of Miami, but how, as a kid, what was your dream? Like, did you see yourself playing football? I know, the behind the scenes, but I just want you to go ahead and share that with the audience.
Yeah, so my whole life, I've always felt that I can play at the highest level, and I still feel like I can play at the highest level. To be honest with you, like I don't know if it's that many people that can hold me, as far as playing receiver. Like I know the game, but as a kid, man, I looked up to Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, all those guys, and even Michael Irvin. I met Michael Irvin when I was like 9 or 10 at a Merrill's game when University of Miami was recruiting Greg Cooper. So it was somebody from Memphis that I saw that everybody knew in the city go to Miami, and I was okay, it's possible. So when the chance came around, because I actually went to Miami on a baseball camp first. It wasn't even for a football event or endeavor at that point. So I came in on the baseball tip first, and I ended up talking to Hurley Brown, and we told Hurley, "Hey, I want to play both." And that we kind of made it happen, man. And the whole time that I was a kid, I had never been to Miami, I have never seen Miami. I just loved Miami from just childhood, being small, watching, Sean Taylor, and everybody else play, you know what I'm saying? So it's always been in me, and I always felt like I could make it to the highest level, and to be able to play in Miami and give myself the opportunity to go to that school and then go to number 2 in the nation my last year and beat Florida State the way we beat Florida State that year, and then also go train with the number 1 pro day trainer in Atlanta, Chip Smith, and just connect with so many people that I never thought I would have had the chance to connect with had I never gone to that baseball camp. Not even just like I said, loving football, but I went to a baseball camp and I realized it's more out here than just where I am. Obviously, I went on other visits and everything. I saw more from that standpoint, but Miami, it was just something that I couldn't get out of my head. You know what I'm saying? And then also the opportunity. I mean, so many Canes are in the pros, so it's a long lineage of people that we have to look to, and the standard is still there. Even if you don't make it to the NFL, MLB, NBA, whatever it is you do, when you go to the U, there's a standard that comes with that in terms of your grind, your hustle, and then also how you reach back and help and connect. When we all go back, man, it's all love, and everybody else goes to other places and think that it's like that and it's cool. Y'all got y'all thing, but it's nothing like the University of Miami when I go back and see Allen, or I go back and see Dion or Tracy, you know what I'm saying, or Jinx, or all them boys, or my boy Corn, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing like it.
I told you, people don't they sleep on the University of Miami, but it's such a huge family,
Sleep,
right? It's a prestige
sleep.
college, first of all. But the
Yeah.
thing is, it's just how the bond is built there. And it's just always love. I don't care where you go out in the league, you have a cane on that team,
Yeah.
right? Or where
We
you go
do.
in the state, country, wherever it is you go, you always find a cane that's there. And
Hmm.
that's one of the things that hearing that you went to a baseball camp and ended up playing football. So you're telling me that you were actually a baseball player before you started playing football?
So I played both in high school, but I was getting recruited by Miami in baseball. They wanted me for baseball, so I could have came and just played baseball only. That could have definitely happened, but I wanted to play both going into college, and there were a few schools that would, and there are a few schools that wouldn't. I remember Louisiana Tech didn't want to let me play both. I remember I wanted to go. It's crazy because before I visited Miami on that baseball camp, I was hell bent on going to Mississippi State. Um, that was just literally where I thought I was going because I played at Olive Branch, which is right outside of Memphis, and it's a school in North Mississippi. And I'm like, okay, well, we either going to Mississippi State or Ole Miss or some of that sort. And I didn't want to go to Ole Miss. So I was like, I'm going to Mississippi State. They got great baseball and they got good football and they're recruiting us. So, hey, let's do it. So, yeah, I played both. It was fun.
Now, hearing that you played both, because sometimes kids just get stuck on just one thing, right?
Hmm.
And I can say that was your boy, your brother. Everything was about football. Football, football,
Hmm.
football. Alan, what do you want to be when you grow up? Football player. What do you want to be with football player? And that happened for a while, right? And
Hmm.
his thing was just football. But he was amazing in basketball.
Yeah.
He can play some basketball.
I
Yeah,
never seen Allen play basketball.
yeah, he can play some basketball, and he has the height and everything. But his thing was
Yeah.
football. So just to hear that, you went there for baseball, but end up playing football. So walk us through that. Get into the University of Miami, your dream school,
Hmm.
and take us to the first day when you entered, those doors.
I remember the first. I'm not gonna say I remember the first day completely. I put it this way: I remember the first day because I remember they gave us the gray shirts that we worked out in. I remember we had to go in early, as far as like the first day of actual training. The first day at school was a lot of physicals and stuff that's like just formality that we got to do anyway, to protect us. But the first day of training, we went in. It was 5 in the morning. We did tests. And you realize at that point you're not as strong as you think you are. You come out of high school, you got some steps to take. But you start looking at other people that are stronger coming out of high school, or just people that's in the weight room lifting that's been there, and you start seeing these big linebackers and you play receiver, and it's like, man, if he hit me, I might be hurt. You know what I'm saying? So like you start seeing all that, not scared or anything, nothing like that. But just you start seeing that, and it's like it's a culture shock. I remember my first week, I ran 1440s, and I'm trying to make a statement. So I run with the group either. No, I ran with the group after Allen. It was the second group, and I should have been in the third or the fourth. I can't remember which one. And it's based on 40 time and based on conditioning and all that when you coming in as a freshman. Um, and I was like, I gotta make a statement. And I was like, all right, cool. So I jump in that group and I could not see when we finished. Like I literally, it was like I was lightheaded. And I was like, yeah, you trying to jump the gun. There's nothing wrong with wanting to compete, but it's also a moment that taught me you gotta know yourself and you gotta figure out, all right, cool, where do I stand? And then also to push yourself and that you got a lot to build up to. That was the biggest thing I learned that first day/week. You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? That's so funny because I always tie God into this show, right? Because he's
Mhm.
just my everything. And just on yesterday, we had Dr. B on, and he was saying how sometimes we could get ahead of God, you know.
Yeah,
And
you
God is
can.
saying, you know what, hey, hey, hey now. But the thing is, you wanted to make that statement, and here it is, you almost aborted the pregnancy, right? Because
Hmm.
if you would have passed out or something, God forbid, something would have happened, then you could have missed a whole opportunity because God knew what He already had for you. See, He
Right.
made a way for you to get there. You understand what I'm saying? You thinking baseball, but hey, football ended up being a thing. And here it is. You get out there as a freshman with with the ones and the twos. I think that's what they call them, right? The ones and the twos.
Yeah, well, that was a conditioning group. I redshirted, so I wasn't with the ones and the twos at that point. But going into that spring, after
Mhm.
taking those steps that I found out I needed to take, I
Yes.
did end up with the twos that going into my sophomore year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like even not just playing, but even with I'm sure you guys have your groups, right? The wide receiver
Yeah.
group and so
Oh
forth.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You was with the big dogs, put it like that,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and that's great. Coming from Memphis to Miami, was that like a real culture? Like you said it though. You said it was a culture shock, but
Yeah, it was.
how much difference is it?
Oh, it's a huge difference. I mean, cause you go from Memphis, we got the Mississippi River, and we got downtown, we got Bill Street, all that. You come to Miami, you 15 minutes from South Beach. We talking, a whole bunch of extracurriculars that that you could get into as a young man your freshman year of college. I mean, I put it this way. It's the craziest thing because I will never forget my freshman year of college. I will never forget. It's the most fun and the most eye-opening experience I've ever had. I got friends for life from it. I mean, just stories on stories that will forever make us laugh until our stomach hurts. You know what I'm saying? So that it was a huge difference. I had to take cabs. Just we didn't have Uber when I first got to college. Uber didn't come out, I think,
No.
until 15, something like that. So it might have been out in some other places, but 2013, it wasn't out. So we took like a cab, and I remember it was some guy next to me speaking Creole. And I'm like, I have no idea what this cab driver is saying. So like that was a culture shock. And then also just the slang, right? The way guys talk down here is different than how you talk in Memphis. So there was some misunderstandings, not that got physical, but it was just some misunderstandings that I thought I was being disrespected at some points too. So I was like, you got to check that. So it is a culture shock in terms of just how you handle yourself, and then also, I mean, as a freshman coming in from high school where you don't got classes in the summer, you got classes now. You got to get up at 5 and then go to class. And then they put you in a class that you might need a prerequisite for. And you just like, man, what do I do? Like, goodness gracious. So it is a lot. But it was a good thing for me. And I wasn't scared. I've always been the one that's not scared to venture off. I will go 16, 20 hours away because I know the journey and the path that I'm on. Like I'm trying to get to something. So it was never scary for me, but it was eye opening. And it's been some challenging times in terms of like, all right, what do I do next? And I've had to figure that out. And I've leaned on God and also, you know, the leader figures in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And so when you got to the University of Miami, who were some of the first people that you met that you took to and you guys just you kind of like clung to for your freshman year? Because I know sometimes as freshmen they kind of like pair you guys with I don't know if they're sophomores, junior, whatever it is, but I know they kind of pair
Mm-hmm.
you guys up. So who were some of the first people that you met when you got there? You guys kind of like hit it off.
Man, so initially in terms of my both in my class, it was Gus Edwards and
Oh,
Corn Elder. So those were my guys. Like we hung out. Gus Edwards, Corn Elder, and obviously everybody else in the class. We all hung out. Jamal Carter, Stacy Coley. I mean, we had a very close knit class. Like very close. Stan Dobard, Jermaine Grace, Aquadine Muhammad. I mean, just everybody. But then as far as upperclassmen, obviously, like I said, I clung to Allen, especially in the football setting, not as much outside because I mean he was a senior at that point. But in the football setting for sure. You had Malcolm Lewis, you had Dorsett, Philip Dorsett, Denzel Perryman, Dallas Crawford. I mean, they showed major love, you know what I'm saying, as far as us coming in as freshmen and hanging out, you know what I'm saying? It never felt like, obviously there were battles in the locker room and you competing, but it never felt like, you know what I'm saying, that somebody wasn't going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like they were going to look out for you. Like if we all went out and got to fighting or something crazy, God forbid, everybody would be in. Like it wasn't going to be one person that wasn't ready to bow up and protect their brother. As far as University of Miami while I was there and those guys, man. So, and I mean, I don't know nobody that want to fight DP either. You fight Denzel Perryman by yourself. I'm not fighting him. You know what I'm saying? So, but those guys are brothers, man, and people that I look up to and admire, and I'm so proud of them. You know what I'm saying? Making it to that level and providing for their families and doing the things they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I know they would think the same or express the same sentiments to me and all the things that I got going. So,
absolutely, absolutely. And I have something that I'm going to play here tonight. You didn't even know that I was going to play it, but I'm going to play your
oh,
TEDx, your TEDx speaking, because that right there,
oh, okay.
that you probably didn't make it to the league, but you made it to another league when you did that
I
speaking
appreciate it.
that day, and you spoke so well. And not only did you speak so well, it's just that it was very touching. And I had to sit there. I didn't even know you were talking about you.
Oh, for real? Yeah, that was the plan. I
I
didn't I
had,
didn't know.
and I probably just blew it for our guests. I mean, our viewers. But I'm sorry. But it was so amazing. But before we go and we jump into your into it, one of the things I liked when I came down there to visit with Alan, I was basically like the teen mom, right? I would come, I would cook, I would bring food, whatever it is, and I just love to see you guys. The bond that was there, not even knowing that it was going to carry on, right? And I'm
Mhm.
telling you, whatever it is, you guys always come back together and help one another out. And you said something about you guys always stuck to as team. It's not an I thing, it's a team thing. And that's why University of Miami, top notch. Uh,
It's a you thing. They wouldn't understand it. It's a
At
you thing.
all. At all. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna play this for you. I guess I'll let the hat out the bag, but please do pay attention. Oh my God, it is so amazing. I don't think we could hear it, can we? We couldn't hear it? Okay, hold on one second. I don't know why that happened,
Yeah, I couldn't
but you
hear it.
guys have to hear this speaking. So Malik, just go ahead and jump into another topic. Tell us all about. We're not going to talk about the realtor part of it yet. So just jump into the
Mhm.
fitness part of it because little did
Okay.
you know you was being groomed for what you're doing now. So
Oh
you
yeah. So my big thing as far as fitness, I started Unconquered Fitness with my best friend Marcus LaFleur. He went to UT Martin. We were roommates together when I actually left Miami for a year and a half and went to the junior college that I went to, East Mississippi. Last Chance U. If you watch that on Netflix, I was on the first season of that. I wasn't all in the camera or anything, but that's where I went. And me and my best friend from since high school started Unconquered Fitness. We were in the gym and we just kind of realized that, hey, we need to make this thing a thing, not just train people, because I started training people originally because I just wanted to help people. And I was lost. I didn't make it to the NFL. Didn't pursue anything as far as baseball after college. And I said, I need to figure out how I can use what I am, what I know, what I do to help people. And I decided to start training people. And I almost quit, but I had one client that I went to high school with. And to this day, Taquita Dorsey, I appreciate you. I love you. I mean, you are the reason that I did not stop training. And she kept coming. So I kept training. Eventually it picked up and we started Unconquered Fitness and it just blew up from there. I mean, I had a shirt on now. This is the logo, Unconquered Fitness. The slogan is how do you see fitness? And we started it just to help people. And I believe this is the real health. I took a lot of health classes, getting my master's in health administrations and my bachelor's in it basically at the University of Miami. And I realized that a lot of stuff that we do as a healthcare system is not preventative. It's all reactive. It's all putting a band-aid on a symptom. And I knew that, especially in the Black community, we suffer from high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, heart problems, and all of those things can be tempered down by actually taking care of your health, working out, eating right, things that I did anyway because I wanted to be the best that I could be. And I didn't feel like I could afford to not do those things if I'm trying to make it to the league. But then you got other people that maybe don't know as much as you or haven't been as driven or don't have the motivation that you had because they weren't trying to go pro in something. And I felt like they still deserve to add years back to their lives because that's essentially what we're doing. We're adding years back to people's lives. So I started that and I continue to train some on the side, now with all the things I got going on. If I can, I will, because it's still important to me that I keep people healthy. But it stemmed from that. Oh, somebody said there's no sound.
No, that was, I believe that was for the
Oh,
video. She was saying, I think that came in a little late when I saw it. But yeah, my gosh. So, and that was, that's one of the things I think a lot don't take serious is, we like to eat what we want, do what we want. Um,
mhm.
Guilty. However, when
T.
you get up in age, when you get up in age, it catch up with you. I'm telling you. I mean,
Man, it
ooh,
does.
yeah. I used to hear my mom. She said, "This hurt, that hurt." That's like, Mom, really? She said her favorite line, "Keep living." And now I see
Yeah.
that. I tell you, but I have it up here, guys. Please do bear with me. I'm going to get this for you guys because this is amazing. Hopefully, this have it. Let's.
I don't even
Um,
watch that. I haven't watched it that much, but I was very very critical when I first did it because I just felt like I don't know, I couldn't. I don't even remember the notes on it, but I had notes and I had different ways that I wanted to say something. Obviously, nothing ever comes out the way you predict it will or like you script it word for word. But now watching it after giving that some time, it definitely came out the way it was supposed to. So I can't. But I was hypercritical at first, so that's probably my fourth or fifth time watching it, and it's been like in April it'll be 2 years.
I'm at a loss for words because it's just again funny how God does things, right? I was in a nail shop today getting my nails done, and Lord and behold, the man was talking about the CTE and the suicides, right? And then on our NFL Mom show, we were just kind of, talking about, well, we heard one, and I don't know who he is, but he was an ex-player, and he was very upset with the Damar Hamlin thing, correct, right? And he was just saying, like, the help is not offered, it's not there. The disability is just, they deny it, deny it, deny it. But here it is, there's a lot of players like the person that you just spoke about, not just football players. I mean, across, sports, period, people, period, let alone, and you see so much of this happening. And just to hear the way you just brought it to us, that was like, whoa. And someone here say, wow, this really blessed me. This really blessed me. And I'm sure it did so many others, Malik, because a lot of times we, thank you, Holy Ghost. A lot of times we look at the outer appearance of a person and not even knowing what's going on in the inside. You said that. You said that here it is. Bill was going around, just making everything. You had to be, hallelujah, Jesus. You had to be everything to everybody else and was missing being everything to you. That's a hard pill to swallow as a kid. And just to know that this is something that you were holding in, but you were performing so well. Think about how many others that you sit to next to every day, or maybe even talk to every day, or sometimes, that may be going through that. That's deep. That is deep. So I mean, I'm tearing up again. I don't want to do this, so we're gonna move on to something else because that is very touching to know. Because I love the sport, right? And I know that you guys love it, as well. And it's far too often that these things are not spoken about. They're just swept under the rug. And here it is, when these guys commit suicide, it's like, oh, I can't believe they did that, or the things people say. But whew, if you had someone that was under the sound of your voice right now, and maybe that was them or is them, can you speak to them right now?
Yeah. So if I had to be in the same place, or if somebody hears me right now, you're going through anything similar. It doesn't even have to be that exactly, but anything similar where you're just feeling like, all right, what do I do next? Or I just want this to be over. It it gets greater later. But you have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you have to do the necessary work to figure out those different things that help you become a person. So figure out that passion, figure out how to expose yourself to that more, and understand that it's going to take more resiliency even though you're in this place. So take a step back and understand what you need to fill your cup up, and finding that passion should do a lot of it. But there will be other things that you need, such as rest and grace, that you need to give yourself, even when you feel like you're not being as efficient, or like you haven't achieved as much as you thought you would over this month and these goals that you might have set to get where you want to be. And then from there, it is about expanding. And part of where I am today is in the solidarity part. This podcast is someone standing in solidarity with me and what I'm trying to do, and me with them, right? So that's where the opportunity came from, standing in solidarity. And now, literally after this, it's just nurturing. So it literally is a step by step guide for you to be able to get out of that place and then stay out of that place, because you're going to have other people around you, because we're not meant to go about this thing alone. As much as you might feel like you should, you're not meant to. And it's a tough place to, in a tough position to be in. So at the very, very least, I would say, if you do feel alone, start taking those steps. And then also, a thing that works for me is writing. I can write, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the content is. A lot of the content that I make comes from the thoughts that I have, or the books that I read now, or the audiobooks that I listen to. And it's me writing out my thoughts to those things and how to implement those frameworks to pursue and push myself further, and then help somebody else. So this content you see is not just because I want to get monetized, even though I do. It's for a real reason, a real purpose. I'm trying to provide a real solution. So follow me, if you need someone to follow and just give game and motivation, because it ain't all lovey-dovey and pick yourself up. Some of it is tough love, like you tripping, you need to get up, you know what I'm saying? And it just depends on who you are and where you are when you get that type of love. But there is a way. That's the bottom line, is that there is a way.
Absolutely. There's definitely a way. And that's I'm telling you that I watched the video before where your dad sent it to me. So I don't know why I'm so choked up now, but it literally have me choked up right now. But just to hear everything that you're saying and to know where you are today, see when we're in it don't feel so good. And
No.
probably then we don't see a way, right? But here it
Right.
is, as time go by, like you said, it get greater later. If you just hold on and you don't give up, God definitely He's preparing you for something. He actually was birthing you for your now. And now that you're here, you're fit, you do fitness. You're able to witness to people doing fitness. You're a realtor. You're gonna come in contact with plenty of people. You make
Yes.
content, and you said about the content. No, you're not doing it to be monetized. I mean, yes, you are, because the thing is, it takes money to create content. You
Yeah,
know
it
what I'm saying?
does.
So people do not understand that part of it, and that's one of the things. Like, it takes a lot, not just for us to come on here and share our stories, but it takes a lot to create this content. You want to make sure that you're delivering to people something great, being inspiring, uplifting, and empowering, because that's what we need, especially in these times that we're
Yeah,
in now.
for sure.
And you know, the thing here is my journey, my pain, my purpose. So we did a whole lot of the pain, which I don't like to stay on that long, but it was something that was needed, Malik, for somebody to hear. Because again, Miss Gwen, and I know her personally, she's a great asset to 88 Blessings. So amazing, young woman. Your brother's here. Your brother's here.
Yeah, I see the comment.
He said,
What's
Malik,
good, bro? For
hey, Tim,
sure.
I love you too. He said, great episode.
For
This is
sure. Appreciate it.
hmm And again, Alan, I was trying to get down there, not just to see Malik and sit with him, but to see my grandbabies too.
Yeah.
I let you guys that comment. But see, I love that the support that you have. And shouts out to both of my kids. They support me, they help me a lot with this. And I just want to thank them both for always standing behind their mother. Gwen says thank you. We're gonna shout out the audience soon too. But Malik, not
No
just
problem.
we spoke about the fitness, we spoke
Hmm.
about the entrepreneur. Let's get
Hmm.
into this realty thing. So, guys, I'm going to put his information up. If ever needed, you'll want to buy a home. He can tell you. Go ahead, Malik.
Yeah, so if you're ever in South Florida or anywhere in Florida, actually, as a Florida realtor, I can help you get homes or refer you to other agents in other areas that I might not be in. But if you're in Florida, you need an agent or a property, or it's an investment property or a residential property, or it's a commercial property because you want to get some business space, you can find me everywhere at Realtor Mayweather. What we're going to provide is a team. It's not just going to be me. So we already have a team of people that can help you get your loans originated. So getting your money to actually get the property. We also have a team with our title company that will handle the coordination of the transaction. So you will never miss a date. You will never not know how to get in and out of a contract should there be something that you don't like after the inspection, during the inspection period. And we'll make sure that we work with the other agents to make sure that you have the home and the opportunity to get the home that you want. And we try to drive those rates down as low as possible in terms of shopping around for loans with different loan officers. So we are trying to provide housing. My goal, I was thinking about it today. I was like, if I had to say what my goal is as a realtor, my goal is to help 1 million people get 1 million properties, whether it's residential, commercial, or just investment. But I'm trying to help 1 million people get 1 million properties. It's a lengthy goal, but that's what it's about. Shooting for the moon and landing amongst the stars. So that's where we are
Well,
today.
we can say that it's a lengthy goal, but we never know how God may move.
Never know. So
Never
I'm
know.
gonna I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put
We
it
just
out there and say,
never
let's go.
know. That's just the
Yeah.
God that we serve. He sits high, but he looks low, and he honors his children. He really do. You honor him, he'll honor you right back. That's
For
bottom
sure.
line. And we had someone on here the other day. Matter of fact, my sissy saying Denzel Perry mom. She said, Perryman
Mhm.
mom. She said that Damar Hamlin, God gave him a gift, and on that field that day, he gave God back his gift. That's the thing. We God blesses us with gifts, and we get besides ourselves and go to forgetting about who gave us that gift.
Mhm.
You have to remember where that gift come from. You have to use that gift for his glory and not yours. And that's what a lot of times we do. And I say we because I was there before, but now I know that everything that I do is only by the grace of God. That's it. Even from opening my eyes in the morning, only by the grace of God. So we have
Right.
now this fitness trainer. We have this realtor. We have the content creator. And listen, not only the realtor the realty part of it kind of tie in with the content creation because I
Yes.
saw on a couple of your posts you actually educate the people on what are some of the do's and the don'ts. And you spoke about
Mhm.
that title team and being though that I just purchased a new home, I just found out about the earnest money, right? So you guys
Mhm.
want to protect people earnest money, you know.
Yeah, they can lose their deposit if certain
Yes,
things aren't done when they're supposed to be done, and we got to communicate. So yeah, that's what the title team and the title company is for. Some people don't use title companies in terms of transaction coordinating, but some transaction coordinators do work for title companies. So it just kind of depends on how your team is structured. And I just made sure that my team was structured where everything is not gonna miss a beat because I'm gonna be on top of it. Then the transaction coordinator is gonna be on top of it as well. And then, like I said, in order to get the money to do the thing, we have multiple loan originators. So
absolutely.
it's really big. And then also understanding that you don't have to put 20% down as far as like a conventional loan. There are loans that are 3 to 5% for conventional as well if you don't have a FHA. So yes, the
Mhm.
content definitely ties into the real estate
Don't
because
give them
that's
too
where
much. Don't give them too much.
yeah, I'm gonna hold up. But the content ties into the real estate, and the media company is geared towards real estate and helping realtors and title companies and people in the real estate realm
Right.
put their content out there. So I want to put mine out there, but I also want to help people for a fee, obviously, because you gotta get paid for your work, but
Mhm.
help them get their content out there. So we're focusing more on that genre of business when it comes to who we help with MJM Pro Media.
Exactly. So if you can tell the people how they can get in contact with you to see this amazing content that you create. I know I
For
have
sure.
two that's up, but I'm sure that you have more. So if you want to go ahead and tell the people how one can get in contact with you or how they can see the content.
For sure. So if you want to get in contact with me or any type of way, you can definitely catch me on every platform at Realtor Mayweather or at Malik the Entrepreneur. Primarily YouTube and Instagram are the main ones. So if you shoot me a DM or you make a comment on a video that I post on YouTube, then we're going to respond. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main way. As far as emails, you can find me at if can I type it in here or something? I don't know.
Absolutely. You could type it in the comments and I'll put
I'm
it up.
trying to see where do I type in the comments. Uh, I don't even see where I can type. It won't let me.
Okay, well, I'll do it for you. Come on.
Yeah, it's Malik Malik at sold SOU. I mean
Uh-huh.
SOLDBYSRG.com. Sold by SRG.com. That is my real estate email. You can contact me there. And if you want to contact me on the media side, it's just contact at mjmpromedia.com. So those are the two main ways to contact me on those socials or at those emails. And hey, let's get together and let's figure out how to push forward in your goals and what you want to do as far as real estate or media.
Absolutely. And not only that, guys, not only he's a realtor, right? He actually do the photography.
Oh
And
yeah, so I will do your photography. I will make your home look great. If you're trying to sell your home, definitely hit me up at Malik at soldbysrg.com
how
and
did you
we will
forget
get some.
that?
Yeah, I'm glad you said it because, well, you said don't give them too much, so maybe I
No, we gotta put
subliminally.
that out there though. We
Okay,
got to
yeah.
put
So
we
I definitely I have a photography background. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you how much in camera equipment because somebody I got so much camera equipment, it's crazy. So anything you want to do, as far as putting your home in the best light, it can be done. Let's put it that way. It can be done, from drones to walkthrough videos to actual just pictures. We can make it look how it needs to look to get it sold.
Absolutely. Guys, I'm telling you, he was trying to teach me how to set up IH2H. I went on the button camera. I mean, it was just the works. We tried to do this thing on Zoom, FaceTime, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
hey, we got it done. His setting is amazing. And when I first, saw what he can do is when they interview him and Michael Lee. Shouts out to Michael Lee if you're listening in. Him and
Yeah,
Michael
shout out
Lee.
Lee. Yeah. Routes podcast. Go
Yeah,
follow that.
what is this
Route,
podcast?
yeah, it's routes.
Route.
Routes. Like running routes, because we all play receiver. So routes the podcast.
Yeah, they do some
Mhm.
amazing work, and I can't wait to get my studio set up like that. I'm talking about it's amazing. I just love, love, love it. But Malik, little do they know, I'm getting a show. Watch what I tell y'all. What today
Yeah.
is? 11th day of January,
Yeah.
6:56. IH2H will become a full show, audience and all.
There we
Speaking into
go.
existence
There it
in the
is.
name
It's
of
out there.
Jesus.
It's gonna happen.
Exactly. So, guys,
Amen.
if you would like to book, you can go to my website at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Again, www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Don't wait till I blow up to come along. Take the ride along with me now.
Come
I'm telling
on.
you.
You better,
I'm
hey, don't forget.
And
Don't try to
listen,
come through the back door.
that's it right there. And this can be you. This is our IH2H fam cam.
Hey Erica, good afternoon. It was good talking to you last week. I had a great time on the segment. It was really cool. I'm hoping that it was inspirational for some of your viewers, whether they be single parents or whether they be, in a complete household with both active parents. It had to happen. It was great. It was good. Thank you very much. Just hoping that people like you could continue to do what they do to inspire other people, because you're very inspirational. I just want to tell you, God bless, thank you, and I look forward to the second portion of our It Had to Happen story. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. God bless you.
Guys, that could be you if you go ahead and book now at www.ericawilsonih2h.com. Malik, it was such an honor to have you here tonight, but we definitely can't leave without shouting out our audience, because I'm telling you, our viewers is what makes the show, right? And we have a superstar on here. When you get to her name, I'll go ahead and shout her out. But here we go.
So we got Shannon Jackson.
Yes,
we
that's
appreciate
the
you.
superstar.
For sure. For sure.
Mhm.
Gwendolyn Hickson, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, Alan. You know it's love, bro. We definitely got to catch up this month too. For sure. We got Gwendolyn again. Yes.
Mhm.
For
See,
sure.
that's our superstar.
There it is.
Malik, again, like I said, our viewers, they're everything. And I'm telling you guys, we have announcement to make. So check this out. You guys know that I started this probably a little over 2 years ago. And when I started, I really didn't know what I was doing. It was just God giving it to me and me moving forward with it. And the same thing I did, Malik, with 88 Blessings, right? But here it is this month when I received this, y'all. Let's celebrate with me. Look at there, 26 new subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
3,000 total views. 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen, this is major right here. That's major. I need the subscribers to go up though. And I need you guys to hit that like button, because that makes a difference too. Because here it is, it had to happen. Even if you give us our stars. Yesterday, Malik, when I got off the show, a young man sent me 99 stars. He said, I'm not sure what this meant, but I just blessed you. But look here, another way to support us is by sending stars. Sowing stars helps us earn money to make more content. It takes money to do this, guys. And Ecclesiastes 11:6 says, sow your seed in the morning, and in the evening, let your hands not be idle. So, guys, you're sowing on good ground. You come in, you hear all the time, and I thank you. I truly thank you for this, because again, we can't do this without you. And shouts out to Jaguars, y'all. Jaguars made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, they did.
Listen, and I got these right here on deck, Malik. You see these? Alan designed these when he was
that's
here.
Lit.
And not only that, now watch this. You see that? That's his winning touchdown and his
autograph. That's tough.
And then our organization on the back.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
that's tough.
tons of these hats, guys. So please do hit me up if you need them. All right. But Malik, it was such an honor to have you here tonight. And I'm telling you, I mean, you're more than welcome to come back at any time, but I would like for us to be in studio,
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna
yeah,
make that happen.
feel.
That's gotta happen. That's
Yeah,
gotta
what
happen.
Malik do. So again, if one want to get in contact with you, can you please do tell them how to do so?
Yeah, again, follow me everywhere, especially Instagram and YouTube at Realtor Mayweather. That's REALTOR Mayweather, just like Floyd.
It's in
And
the
then you
comments.
got Malik, the entrepreneur, on Instagram and YouTube, and that's how you can find me. And then the emails are malik@soldbysrg.com. And then you have contact at MJM Pro Media. And that's how
Ooh,
you get in touch. Let's do it.
right. There you go. So Malik, if there was anyone under the sound of your voice,
Mhm.
before we go, if you just go ahead and offer them a word of encouragement. I know that you spoke earlier about, something that they may be going through, but we don't like to leave this broadcast without sending out a word of encouragement.
For sure. No, definitely. So if anybody's out there just watching, take me as an example and stand on my shoulders the way I stand on the shoulders of the ones before me. I didn't get this way or get to this position by not looking at people who lived before me or leaning on people like Miss Erica or like my father or like my cousins, people that have done things. So really look at them, see what they're doing, seek that guidance, and take heed to the information you get. Doesn't mean that everything is going to apply to your situation, but there is some knowledge and there are people that are out there to help you and they're already around you. So you don't necessarily have to go outside. Look from your inner circle and the people that know you best, because you can't see yourself the way other people can. You look in the mirror when you see yourself. The rest of the day, you don't see yourself, and they do. So make sure you listen to the people that are watching you and looking at you and understand who you are.
Amen. Wow, that is some great advice. I'm going to go back and watch this and I'm going to use that. But that is so wow. Guys, you heard it here. It had to happen this Wednesday night. We're here talking about get in touch with Malik Mayweather. As you can
For
see,
sure.
he is a serial entrepreneur. Okay, he has his hands in a lot of things, but just know that everything ties together what he has going on, and it is to serve the people. But in order for him to serve the people, he have to make the coin. So if you can,
Mhm.
or you would like, you definitely could solicit his business. Hey, again, I don't know how much you do the content creations. I don't know if you're doing it for other people.
Mhm.
What is it? Let us know really quick.
So when I do content, it's based on what you need, whether the production is going to be more than one person, whether it's a podcast or a video. So it varies,
Okay.
but for the most part, I mean, at a minimum, if you just wanted me to just come record content, that's a daily rate, and that can range anywhere between $500 and $800. But we were going to produce a lot of
Don't tell
content
them
that
your
you.
prices here.
Oh, my
You
bad.
gotta make them. You can't give them everything here. They're not gonna. You gotta feed them. You know how they get those trailers, and before we go see the movie, and it get us all hyped. Just give them a snippet.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them a snippet.
Hey, well, if you don't cut it out, they got that one. That ain't the whole thing. Just so they
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I'm letting you. Like, I was just giving you the small part. We ain't even talked about the team. Like, there's a whole production team. I have two production companies behind me that I collaborate with to do
Mm.
these things. So your budget, it matters in terms of the type of production that you want. So I was just talking about literally me freelancing. I wasn't talking about putting the whole team in place. If we put the whole team in place, we're gonna get you some great stuff. So we can do it. Like I said, me alone with my equipment is already crazy. Imagine what the rest of the production team got. I'm
Yes,
gonna,
it
I'm
is,
gonna be
y'all.
quiet on now. I'm gonna be
I'm
quiet
telling
on
y'all,
now.
it is super crazy. But listen, if you guys can, meet me back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. You heard on our fam cam, Lewis, the single father, will be back before us, giving the part two to his story. Man, did he blow us away with his story on last Thursday, Malik. I mean, whew, single father out here raising a 13-year-old daughter.
Whew.
That can be rough. You know, they could be rough. So please do tune back in with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. God's willing. We'll love to see you guys. Let's go ahead and send out the people some virtual hug because these lights is making me so hot. And some virtual love. Because guys, we love you here. It had to happen. And we cannot do this without you, and you. And if this broadcast blessed you by any means, please do share it. And not only share it, get them to subscribe. It's free, guys. And hit the notification button. Let you guys know every time we go live here at It Had to Happen. Until next time, God bless each and every one of you. Please do be safe. Bye-bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.